You are wasting your time if you think stiffness and weakness are just part of aging. There's a story most people over 40 start telling themselves. The knees get a little stiffer in the morning. The stairs feel heavier than they used to. Picking something up off the floor becomes a small event. And somewhere along the way, the explanation becomes simple. This is just what getting older feels like. It feels logical. It feels inevitable. But here's what the science actually says. Most of what we call aging in the body is not the passage of time doing damage. It's the slow, quiet disappearance of movement patterns we stopped practicing. Researchers studying musculoskeletal decline have found something remarkable. The loss of strength, balance and mobility that most people associate with aging is largely driven by disuse, not biology. When you stop hinging at the hips, your hips forget how to hinge. When you stop getting up and down from the floor, your nervous system stops prioritizing that skill. The body is ruthlessly efficient. It eliminates what it doesn't use. And that means the reverse is also true. What was lost through disuse can largely be restored through deliberate practice. That's not motivational language. That's the conclusion of peer-reviewed research on neuroplasticity, muscle protein synthesis, and joint health. The 5 exercises coming up are not random gym movements. Each one targets a specific movement pattern that tends to disappear after 40. And each one has a direct connection to the physical independence and vitality that most people assume they simply have to give up. The first movement is the hip hinge, and it might be the single most important pattern to restore. The hip hinge is the foundation of every time you bend forward to pick something up, load groceries, or lift a child. When this pattern breaks down, the lower back takes over the job the hips were designed to do. That's where chronic lower back pain comes from in a huge percentage of adults over 40. The glutes, hamstrings, and deep spinal stabilizers, collectively called the posterior chain, are among the largest and most powerful muscle groups in the body. When they go dormant, everything suffers. To practice the hip hinge, stand with your feet hip-width apart. Place your hands on your hips and think about pushing your hips straight back behind you, not bending your knees into a squat. Your torso will naturally lean forward. The goal is to feel a stretch in the back of your thighs while keeping your spine long and neutral. Hold for 2 seconds, then drive your hips forward to return upright. Start with 3 sets of 10 repetitions. As this becomes comfortable, progress to a Romanian deadlift using light dumbbells. Research published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research shows that posterior chain training significantly reduces lower back pain and improves functional movement scores in adults over 50. This one pattern, practiced consistently, can change how your entire body feels within weeks. The second exercise is the goblet squat, and it addresses one of the most common and dangerous consequences of aging, the loss of the ability to sit down and stand up with control. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in adults over 65, and a significant portion of fall risk comes from weakened quadriceps and poor squat mechanics. The goblet squat is uniquely effective because holding a weight at your chest naturally encourages an upright torso, which teaches proper squat mechanics while simultaneously training the core. Hold a single dumbbell or kettlebell at your chest with both hands. Stand with feet slightly wider than hip width, toes turned out slightly. Lower yourself slowly, taking 3 to 4 seconds on the way down, keeping your chest tall and your knees tracking over your toes. Drive through your heels to stand back up. Aim for 3 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions. A 2019 study in the journal Aging found that lower limb strength training using compound movements like the squat dramatically improved balance scores and reduced fall incidence in older adults. The slow descent is not optional. It's where much of the benefit lives. Eccentric muscle contractions, meaning the lengthening phase of a movement, are where muscle tissue is most effectively rebuilt. The third and fourth exercises work together so naturally that they deserve to be discussed side by side. The dead bug and the farmers carry both address core stability, but from completely different angles. The dead bug targets deep spinal stabilizers, specifically the transverse abdominis and the multifidus, muscles that most people have never consciously activated, but that are entirely responsible for protecting the spine during movement. Lie on your back with your arms pointing straight up toward the ceiling and your knees bent at 90 degrees in the air. Slowly lower your right arm overhead while simultaneously extending your left leg toward the floor. Keep your lower back pressed firmly into the ground throughout. Return to the start and repeat on the opposite side. This is not about speed, it's about control. 3 sets of 6 to 8 repetitions per side is enough. The farmer's carry is the complement. Pick up 2 moderately heavy dumbbells, 1 in each hand, stand tall with your shoulders back and your core braced, and simply walk. Walk for 30 to 40 meters, turn around, and walk back. That's 1 set. Do 3. Research from the National Strength and Conditioning Association identifies loaded carries as one of the most transferable functional strength exercises available, directly mimicking the demands of carrying groceries, luggage, or anything else that real life requires. Together, these 2 movements rebuild the stable, connected core that most people over 40 have quietly lost. And this is exactly why more people over 40 are starting to move away from punishing workouts and toward lower impact movement systems that help the body feel stronger, looser, and more energized without destroying the joints. One program that's getting a lot of attention right now uses short daily stretching routines specifically designed to support mobility, circulation, metabolism, and fat burning in a way that feels sustainable long-term. It's especially popular among people who feel stiff, low energy, or frustrated with traditional workouts. If you want to learn more about it, I've linked it in the description below. The 5th exercise is the Turkish get-up, and it stands in a category of its own. If there is one movement that encapsulates everything the aging body needs, mobility, stability, strength, coordination, and the ability to get up from the floor, it is this one. The Turkish get-up starts lying on your back and ends with you standing upright, and then reverses back to the floor. It moves through more joints and planes of motion than almost any other single exercise. Start without any weight until the pattern is familiar. Lie on your back, extend your right arm straight up toward the ceiling, and bend your right knee with your foot flat on the floor. Roll onto your left forearm, then press up onto your left hand. Sweep your left leg back into a kneeling position. From the kneeling position, stand up. Then reverse every step back to the floor. That is 1 repetition. 2 to 3 repetitions per side, 2 to 3 times per week, is genuinely enough to produce measurable change. A landmark study in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology found that the ability to get up from the floor without using hands or knees was one of the strongest predictors of all-cause mortality in adults between 51 and 80 years old. The Turkish get-up directly trains exactly that capacity. These 5 movements, the hip hinge, the goblet squat, the dead bug, the farmer's carry, and the Turkish get-up, are not a fitness program built around aesthetics. They are a direct intervention against the specific physical losses that make aging feel like decline. The science is clear. The body responds to demand at any age. What you practice, you preserve. What you stop practicing, you lose. The choice, more than most people realize, genuinely belongs to you. Most people think aging automatically means becoming weaker, stiffer, and less capable. But as the research clearly shows, the body adapts to the demands you continue placing on it. So now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 movements do you think would improve your life the most if you practiced it consistently? Drop your answer in the comments below. And if you want more videos on mobility, strength, longevity, metabolism, and sustainable fitness strategies for real life, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next video.